The yellow Engma play a tunnel opening with early Hall of the Kingsman after the first mill. On the opposite side of the map, we have double slaughterhouse coming up from Mordor. What is no delay, you asking? Glad you asking. Okay, so no delay means, I mean, basically, if you don't know, I mean, you should be knowing it. If you have ever played BFME games in multiplayer, there is, of course, a huge advantage to the on-host player. Because the on-host player has literally no delay, while the off-host player just being on off-host has like 2-3 seconds delay, which actually is a lot in an RTS game like this, which is kind of fast-paced game. And now with the delay fix, this is completely being negated, you know? Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. AF bug cannot pick power. Really? Then leave the game. I used Zoom versus Brutal. But how can you use Zoom? I think it's disabled or not. Let me restart game. Okay, let's restart the game. But how can you zoom out? I think, what, isn't the zoom disabled since the version 8.5? Apparently not. Maybe Eternal knows the cheat, you know, how to still enable it. I mean, no. Hopefully it's gonna be done until Christmas. Hopefully it's gonna be done until Christmas. I mean, it should be done way earlier, but of course real life happens and then people are busy, they, you know, get girlfriends like Balindro did. You wanna go inside the jeans, I can understand that. Hi man, have a nice stream. I wanna ask how many active players there are in BFME 2 in multiplayer. I wanna start playing. I mean, depends on the time though. Like when you play BFME 2, you need to play on the patch 1.09 version 2.0. And then when you are online around evening time, around 8-9 PM, then you should be able to find people to play with and against. But it's not very good for the people from US. So the games, all BFME games actually are more active in the European time, because I believe the main player base is actually living in Europe. So, you know, CET, the time zone. And then when you are around 7, 8, 9, 10 PM in the evening, you should be definitely able to get games in all BFME games. Okay. Same move? Yeah. Same move, same spot. Same matchup, same spot, because this was supposed to be played, but Eternal had like some technical difficulties and we couldn't get it started, you know? Come on now. Come on now. Balindro cheating on us. Yeah, true. Balindro is like forgetting everything in the world, you know? The second he has a girlfriend, he has nothing else but the eyes of his girlfriend. The eyes of the girlfriend from Balindro is like the eye of Sauron. I see you. And apparently she's always getting mad when he's on the PC. So he's simping and he's on the leash. Literally on the leash, you know? She has the tools to keep him on the leash. Mark sleeping or doing more push-ups? Eventually more push-ups. I'm from Turkey, so no problem. Yeah, when you're from Turkey, then it's perfect actually, because we have like almost the same time zone. I mean, you are like 1 hour behind in Germany, so you should be in a very good spot, you know? I mean, nowadays the best way to get up to set up the games actually is through something like Discord. In Discord, there is like a looking for a game channel, and whenever you are available to play, you can go there and type, hey, I'm looking to play BFME 1, BFME 2, and Rise of the Witch King, and then most of the time people are actually responding to you, and then you can get easy games in a one-on-one. I mean, you know, it's so much easier to get games in a one-on-one, of course, because then you need only one player to play against. But if you are looking for more like team games, 2v2s, 3v3s, 4v4s, the more people are involved, the harder it is going to be. It is war in Markhaus. Okay, boys, finally, Maru has been awakened. Banana is in the chat. Welcome, my friend. Long time no see. Hi, Shanks. I have a problem with the BFME One launcher. Which folder do I have to choose for T3A BFME all-in-one? You should just, you know, leave it default. Nothing else. When you download, everything should be downloaded in the same drive. So you don't want to download the patch, download the game in the C drive and the patch is in the E drive. That's not gonna work. So everything should be downloaded in the same drive, C, E, or whatever you choose. Oliver, welcome. Show us pictures of his girlfriend? No, I can't do that. Okay boys, so we have the blue model player Maru versus the yellow Engmar player Eternal. It's a clash of evil. We have two Witch Kings potential in this game. The Witch King of Engmar, the one on the foot or on the horse, versus the Witch King of Mordor on the fell beast or on foot. And we will have an early barracks incoming after the first mill, and the Eye of Sauron is able to spectate, to see, as he always does, everything. Caleb, thanks for the resub for 19 months, my man. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support. Really, really means a lot.
Caleb WDE just resubscribed for 19 months. Ahoy. Hey Shanks, hope you are well. Less than 3. Thank you for getting me back into this game.
I mean, thank you, by the way, for 19 months. And I need to thank you also for getting back to the game. You know, the more people we have to play the game, the better it is. And you know what, 19 months, dude, that's crazy. Thank you. Okay, with a tavern opening, that's more like a traditional opening now in the beta. Since the version 8.5, this is available. It will eventually also be available in the version 9.0, which of course opens a full new potential for the Modern Factions early game. Normally you had like the Orc Pit or Haradrim Palace. Sometimes you had even the chance to go for the Troll Cage Delete. But now Tavern is the superstar in the building. Ghostboy, welcome. So Corsairs versus the Orc Gundabad Orcs. I'm pretty certain that Corsair should be able to win against them, because they seem to be very, very strong. Remember, the Firebomb got like a rework, so now it's like an active ability which you can target wherever you want to, and then you can use it one time. It will go on cooldown. You need to wait. It's like a hero ability now with cooldowns. Let's see the 1v1 between Corsairs and Gundabad Orcs. The Corsairs are actually kind of fast, you know, they are able to catch up to the Gundabads, but Eternal is buying enough time and waiting for the second battalion to arrive. And will be there a second battalion? Yeah. And Haradrim Palace coming up next is the second production building. And Vorchan is going to be used right off the bat to kill the Haradrim Palace, but keep in mind that he can just cancel it to get the full money back. Beautiful firebombs. Eternal is forced to disengage. You see the firebomb on the ground is actually hurting a lot. A lot. They chunked them, dude. Holy moly, man. I'm telling you, boys, I believe with the new builds, new tavern for the Mordor faction, Mordor has not a weak early game by all means. And again, it's a very strong faction into the late game. Mordor will be able to defend the slaughterhouse behind, and I believe he will also be able to defend this one. You gotta be careful about the Trollmaster, who's gonna be damaged next. Yeah, he's getting damaged. Eternal has to be moving, because when this guy falls, yeah, it doesn't matter, because he will be able to protect it anyway. Beautiful start into the game, because now he has the chance to go for a counterattack. And remember, he wasn't using the Eye of Sauron to defend himself. Now the Vorchan of Eternal, the Engmar player, is on cooldown, but the Eye of Sauron for the Mordor player Maru will be available. You just need to be kind of fast. You shouldn't give too much time to your opponent to regroup an army, because we see Lancers moving quickly from the bottom side. The Wolf Riders, after the transition into the Wolf Den, and when you have no pikemen around, the punishment is gonna be big. The Easterlings, beautiful micro from Eternal, and that's the delay fix right there, because I believe delay fix is gonna kind of favor this kind of plays. Like the cavalry is gonna be way more important, because the problem with the cavalry was, especially when you are off-host, was the micro. The units were just not listening, you know. You had like 2-3 seconds delay, which can be deadly in those kind of situations. And there comes the big push. He has only one Gundabad, and I don't think that's gonna be enough to defend. Extroverts are able to finish this off, no problemo. You're gonna get level 2 right off the bat. Easterlings need to be used to deal with the Wolf Riders, but I wanna keep an eye on this push. I see you. Okay, beautiful. Big push, and Corsairs are able to damage a lot actually. Look, the firebomb damage with the Eye of Sauron. It even leaves fire on the ground, and Eternal will be forced to demolish the building. Just save them. Just save them. Because the beautiful part, and I think that's one of the most useful parts about the Trollmaster unit, they are acting like a banner, so they can respawn over time. Can you upload your tutorial for downloading the launcher and everything in your Discord? I mean, there is no tutorial about that one. I have no tutorial about that one. Basically, I mean, it's really not hard. You just download the launcher, and when you have the game not installed, it will kind of guide you through the installation progress anyway. You just need to follow the launcher. Click on this, download. Click on this, download. And when you want to do yourself a favor, don't change the installation directory. Just install everything on default. And then you will be sure that everything is going to work perfectly fine. And if you should run into any technical problems, you should be just using the technical support channel in our Discord, you know? the best way to help you guys out is when you share screenshots about your error, so we can know what is the problem and then assist you on that one. Because, you know, we are answering the questions every single day, so eventually that's only something we have already seen and fixed already, you know. The precious wheel, no pikeman for Ingmar, and the trample is gonna hurt. They are fighting on the land, which of course gives you like a buff, so you do more damage on the land. Beautiful trample into the back line, no pikeman, big punishment. Maro is playing aggressively against Eternal, and that's gonna be working out quite nicely. The fire bombs on the mill, hurting it, bursting it, destroying it. He's gonna go for the Velvin. Velvin is gonna be used, but he's gonna miss the Haradrim Lancers. The pikemen, the Corsairs are too tanky, boys. Like, they need to be trampled like 5 to 6 times from the Wolf Riders to be killed. And that's the problem, because they literally have everything what you need, right? They have pillage. It means they make money and bang for you whenever they attack the buildings. They are being kind of tanky, boys. They can tank multiple tramples. And in addition to that, they also deal a lot of damage with the fire bombs to every single thing in the world. They burst the units, they fire them, you know, they put them on fire, they burn them alive, or they chunk buildings and destroy buildings in a few seconds. And Eisengasm is back in the business. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted.
Isengasm just gifted 5 subs. What a pirate.
Thank you very much, my friend. Really, really means a lot to me. And welcome back. How have you been? Long time no see. Where is your Isengard game? Dude, there is a high chance that you might see a lot of Isengards today. Because that's only the first game, which is gonna be very soon over.
I speak with the Witch King's voice.
I speak with the Witch King's voice. 300 command points only for Ingmar, 750 command points for Mordor. As Saruman would like to say, you know, against the power of Mordor, there can be no victory. War chant, big commitment. And you see the power points at the beginning of the game, or every single one of them is extremely useful in fighting. So basically some factions have like Repair or Snowbind or Farsight or you know Vision of Palantium. They don't really do anything for you when it comes to fighting, when it comes to combat stats. But Mordor and Goblins are not of them, because they all are buffs or debuffs, you know. Tainted Land gives you buff of War Chant. War Chant gives you of course buff. And I will give you Leadership, which gives Mordor a chance to get very early and super easy the double buff. It's a bit ridiculous how fast the buildings die in this game. When this is fast for you, then you should never play the BFME 2 on the patch 1.9, you know. In BFME 2, you just like look at the buildings and they are getting destroyed. Good evening, Pro Slice. Welcome, my friend. Look at this, all of the Kingsmen. And the thing is, it's not only about the damage they deal, but again, keep in mind that they are able to steal money from you when they hurt you. I mean, it's a suffer game for Eternal at this point. He is forced to defend himself with literally nothing. I'm pretty good, brother. Thank you. How are you? How's the family? Family is alright. We were in vacation for like 3 weeks in Turkey. And we had stuff to do. My wife was able to see some family members, because basically all the family members from my wife are living in Turkey. So her mom, her sister. Oh my goodness, the Major is also back in the business. Hey man, long time no see also. Dude, welcome.
Balmora's Mare 11 just resubscribed for 14 months. Ahoy, 4th, and fear no darkness.
4 Feolingas and fear no darkness. Right now, right for ruining the world's ending. Thank you so much for 14 months. Thank you very much, really means a lot. My family is good. My son is growing. He's now 3 months old. My daughter had a few days ago the 4th each birthday. She's just turned 4 years old. And yeah, I mean, they have lots of energy, you know, especially my daughter. She's unstoppable. It kind of is ridiculous the way she's kind of acting throughout the day. Guys, can you imagine that? I know other kids too, from people I know from my friends. Their kids are always kind of done in the middle of the day. They need to take a nap, you know. But my daughter, man, holy guacamole, guys, she's like a machine. She wakes up at like 7 o'clock in the morning with me together, and she's still not tired around midnight without sleeping at all throughout the entire day, you know. She has always so much energy. Look at this, 4 Rams. The Mordor is, you know, ready to ram the fortress of Ingmar. Ingmar can go for the Snowbind. Eternal is just, you know, fighting until the end. He has the power points for the Snowbind, which will eventually buy him some time. The Corsairs can also bully the pikemen. It's their specialty. And he's gonna call it now. He's gonna call it Chunk. And boom. Mordor is the true evil of Middle-earth and puts Ingmar in the second spot. We have the yellow dwarven player Eternal. He likes to play the dwarven faction the most. It's his main faction, so I have high expectations on that one. He's fighting and facing against the blue elven player Maru on the other side. This, of course, is the legendary map Forts of Isen, the most played map in the world of the BFME universe. 2 Malone trees coming up and 2 mineshots coming up. So this matchup, I believe, is pretty good for dwarves. It's definitely winnable, but you need to kinda... What I've seen from the dwarven gameplay and what I believe is the right way to go is to not rush things. You know, you don't need to be forcing plays at the beginning of the game with like 1 or 2 guardians. You don't have to do that. You can just play a bit more patiently. You know, creep a little bit with the pikemen, get like 1, 2 guardians, 1 pikeman, then with 3 units with the rallying call you can go for a push. Because remember, they nerfed the rallying call, which kinda makes the all-out potential of the dwarven faction early game a little bit weaker. Because the armor is more important than damage. So the nerf to armor is gonna make the guardians a bit more squishy, and that means that the Lorien archers, for example, they can kill them a bit faster this way. But he's opening with a guardian. And that's gonna be the first offensive mineshaft. In the meantime, the elven player is kinda expanding, building multiple Malone trees. What's this, man? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Malone trees, very early. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Wait, it's a new map? How long was the longest match you have ever played or casted? I believe 1 hour and 20 minutes. Bunky. It was really, really long, you know? At some point it becomes boring. It becomes really, really boring at some point. Because it's repeating itself. Then after some point, after like 30 minutes, it's about the PowerPoints. And then you see how impactful and how crazily strong they are actually, you know? Like I've seen a game, I believe in BFME 2 a few weeks ago. It took like 1 hour and 20 minutes and we have seen like 5 Balrog summons or 6 Balrog summons or crazy stuff like that. Rain of Fire all over the place. Heroes level 10, dying, using their abilities, dying again. It's a little bit too long. Did they nerf Warchan too? Yeah, they nerfed all the buff system in the debuff system. And Lofsen for 8 months. Thank you so much, Lofsen. Lofsen, appreciate it. Really means a lot. Thank you, thank you.
Lofsen just resubscribed for 8 months. Ahoy.
Thank you, my friend. Really means a lot. I mean, there are no pikemen around. The Lancer won't be there in time. That means this Malone tree is gonna be taken down. In the meantime, Eternal is also creeping. After all, not a bad start into the game at all. I mean, that's a little bit too greedy. Like, building that many Malone trees without any protection against dwarves is like a huge gamble situation. And the punishment is also very great. Because he's about to lose every single one of them. Because the Lancer is to delete, you know? And I believe he lost like three of them, yeah. That's the 4th one he will be also losing. Maybe? Yeah, he's gonna lose it, right? 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 Right now, right for the win, and the world's ending. This Guardians crush. He's spamming the click. Oh, not even close, baby. Not even close, baby. Look at this HP. Look at this HP. But that's good for Eternal because he was drawing so much attention and forcing Maru to play defensively. And at the same time, Eternal was also able to creep a lot. He was able to creep this at the bottom right. And now this at the bottom left, which will give him the chance to capture the inn and recruit some of the mightiest creatures of Ilúvatar. You know, the hobbits of the Shire. There is a mineshaft. And some guardians. Okay, I mean, he will be able to defend this for now. There is a Malone tree next to the mineshaft with 0 protection. But some archers can bully them. The builder is running for his life. The creep has been secured. and another one is coming up at the bottom left. I think with the nerfs, it will be more easy for the new players to adapt and improve. What do you think? I don't know. With the nerfs to what? With the nerfs to the buffs? Yeah, maybe. I mean, hopefully the punish, because sometimes in the game it was like that the game was over like in like 5 minutes into the game, 3 minutes into the game, because the first push can be so incredibly strong that you lose right off the bat everything. But I believe that needs to be kind of adjusted. As for example, some factions are early game factions, like goblins for example. They are relying on their early game spam power, that they are able to outnumber the opponents and go for the push. But they've like, of course, implemented plenty of changes. Yeah, they nerfed the buff system, so you basically have now less OP war chant or rallying call, but they also made the buildings a bit weaker. So it's now easier to destroy the buildings, but you have now less stronger buffs. Now, you can still kill them equally fast with the buff, but without the buff, you can kill them now even faster. So I don't know how this is going to affect the gameplay. Again, I keep saying it. The version 9.0 is going to be definitely the most impactful patch change since I am casting and doing Rise of the Witch King. I've came to Rise of the Witch King when the version 7 was around, and now the version 9 is gonna come out. And since then, you know, the version 8, the version 7.1, blah blah blah, 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, that's gonna be the biggest one. And in addition to that, they were also able to fix the delay fix, so this is gonna also kind of favor the multiplayer game players a lot. Hi Zero, hi, welcome. For everyone who's just tuning in into the stream, guys, we have the first round in the losers bracket in the best of 5, Maru against Eternal. Later, after this series, we're gonna have Smoky against Sauron in the semi-finals. That's gonna be the Clash of the Titans. We have also 1 minute delay in the stream, just to avoid discussions and arguments about the stream sniping. So everybody's gonna be happy, and for that reason, whatever you type to me, whatever happens in the chat, I'm able to respond to that 1 minute later. So sorry for that. Okay. Guardians are moving slower when they're in the defensive stance. Really? I don't think that is the case. Maybe it is, I don't know. I mean, there are no pikemen, so imagine one battle wagon. Oh, they see me rolling, they think. Oh, what is the pikeman? The pikeman is literally cheering for the battle wagon, smashing all his units. Okay, I was scared for a single second. The pikeman was kind of chilling. And Maru has no excuses because he's the on-host player in this game. Everything should be reacting just perfectly in time, you know? Alright, so that's gonna be a big push. With leadership and war chant, or rallying call in this case, they will have double buff. And he needs now one more battle wagon only. In the meantime, there is Glorfindel popping off with the Blade of Purity, destroying the mineshaft, level almost 5. But no high gear, and as long as Eternal keeps the battle wagon in a safe spot, I don't think that the Elven player can kill it fast enough. It's quite tanky against arrow, so he will need to shoot it down for multiple seconds. Oil bottle can be used, that comes the well. So the regeneration into leadership. And they have the chance to use oil bottles. And you know, oil bottles kind of countering the Elven clump. So he will have to reposition himself. He's gonna use oil bottle on the same spot. That's a mistake though. That's something most people are doing. They are kind of grouping the battle wagons and using oil bottles at the same time. And you should also not stay on the fire, it will also affect you. Statue is coming up for the leadership part. The builder has to be careful. He's getting bullied a little bit. He's gonna be killed. Yeah. And the push continues. There comes Hobbit from the Shire at the bottom left side. It's a big push. And the question is, can Maru defend himself? The Lancers are kind of getting bullied by the pikemen. Lots of archers are shooting, but they have no leadership. Unlike the Dwarven army, they will ignore the army completely, which is the right call. Focus down the buildings and hurt and crush the eco of the Elven faction. The Malon is going down, only defense, but no offense. I mean, he's using his Glorfindel to deal economical damage. He was even able to destroy this mineshaft, but Glorfindel can of course not keep up with the speed of the Dwarven units. The battle wagon can go for a trample. There is only one pikeman, 1.5 pikemen, and the second you deal with them, you can crush everything else with your 2 battle wagons, no problemo. Maybe Glorfindel has to get mounted and be sent back, you know? But with Blade of Purity can definitely fight that. But he's gonna build a mineshaft and eventually bring more reinforcements or just disengage, and that's the power of the Dwarven faction. You know what, you can also build like an outpost around this area. You can build a well, a statue, for example. You can, you know, bring permanently more reinforcements, so you can just camp here and make it to your own home, literally. Eisen, my friend, take care of yourself. Have a fantastic night, and thanks once again for tuning in and for the 5 gifted subs. Really means a lot. Thank you, thank you. Hold your fire. Okay. What is he doing? He's just spamming resource buildings. I mean, he was taking care of the bottom side. That's pretty good. And also this good dude is getting actually fat. He's gonna be level 6 very soon, which is gonna unlock the Wind Rider. And the Wind Rider is kind of underrated, you know. It gives you speed, but also 100% more armor, which is kind of busted. It gives you actually more armor than the Blade of Purity. Elvenwood will be used, because he doesn't need to use Mist, as the Mist is around the fortress from the fortress upgrade anyway, so he should be in a good spot. The Dwarven player doesn't want to engage, because there are only 3 archers. I don't think that's going to be enough to deal with such a big force. They are glowing, shining bright like a diamond. Level almost 6. To be honest, Maru actually does a phenomenal job with the Glorfindel and the horses. He's hurting a lot. After the first 10 minutes into the game, we have 450 command points available for Maru in the Elven faction. He's kind of broke. He has no money, no command points either. And his opponent has 785 command points. It's a huge gap in the command points department. He has double the army on the field, but yet kind of too scared to go for all out. I think at this point he just needs to Q and right click on the army. What is he waiting for? Hey, God of War, welcome. Servus, servus. Okay. The mineshaft is gonna be destroyed. He's gonna demolish it to deny power points. Eagles could be a game-breaking point, but he cannot even go for the Eagles anymore because he went for the Elven route. So that's gonna give you the chance to go for the End allies later on. But at this point, Eagles would be kind of crazy, you know? There are 0 extroverts, 0 men of deal, and your Eagles could clean up everything in a few seconds. Archers shooting down the hobbits first. I mean, he needs to bail. You need to fight on the Elven route. It will give you buff, and the Mist is gonna debuff the enemy units. You need. Oh, he's going for level 3. Okay. You wanna get Noldors? That's what it is. Glorfindel is popping off. Level almost 7. Dude, imagine this guy randomly getting level 10. Solo. Glorfindel against the world. Hey, just now welcome. Oh, bad tramp. Oh, what is he doing? And that's what happens if you put them in aggressive stance. Because the second they are done destroying the mineshaft, they will just literally run down the enemy units, you know? You should never do that with the cavalry. And you don't pay attention. Glorfindel or Gloin is gonna be recruited. Gloin, the daddy of Gimli. I mean, he is kind of struggling to go for all out. At this point of the game, all you gotta do is get catapults on the field. But remember, he lost the Forge Works. So there is no chance of recruiting catapults or any siege weapons yet. And now we will have Noldor warriors, which is gonna not make it easier for the Dwarven units at all. Like, Noldors are gonna smash. Level 1, level 1. So no Zealots anytime soon, even though Zealots are not very good against archers as well, you know? There is just too much firepower at this point. They can literally take down your Zealots before they can get in the range to attack you one time. Gloin is quite tanky. I mean, all Dwarven heroes besides King Brand are quite tanky. Gimli, Gloin, and also King Dane. They are kind of also very tanky, especially against arrows. But there is Glorfindel, who doesn't care about your tankiness, you know. He can just use Blade of Purity and run you down, because you have no escape potential, right? That's the weakness of the Dwarven faction. They cannot really run away. They're kind of forced to commit fully into a fight. Unless there is a mineshaft nearby, they can, you know, get inside the jeans. But other than that, they have no chance. It's a huge army. Now we will see, boys. Is it about quality or is it about quantity? The Noldors are gonna hurt. Trust me. They're gonna hurt a lot. And that's the second battalion coming now. Oh, what is he doing? No way! What is he doing? Did you guys see that? He literally inted. That's intentionally feeding, man. He just sent him solo into a fully buffed army of pikemen and guardians. Why would you do that, bro? Man. Oh, that hurts my eyes. The Noldors are popping off. Oil Barrel is going to be quite decent in a spot like that. Big commitment. You just want to finish him off. You want to just take down the fortress. He might be able to do that. There are so many Guardians, so many Pikemen. You cannot kill every single one of them at the same time. That's not possible. Arrow Volley is going to be a great choice though. Will Eternal pay attention to that? Will he pay attention to that? Yes, he is paying attention to that, but still the majority of the army, through the leadership of the Battle Wagon, through the buff of the Rallying Call, is still getting smashed. And the Alvin player will be just fine. The 10 power point investment was definitely working out at this point, and he will be forced to disengage. But he will be able to destroy the Malon 3 level 2. He doesn't stop, but he will not be able to finish off the fortress, of course. There comes to Tom Gloin, smashing the Alvin units, you know, from the map with the slap on their face. And now he can just disengage. There is not enough damage to burst him down. I mean, I don't know what he did with the Glorfindel. There was so much not needed, and give him the chance to fully commit on the fortress. And, you know, that forced the Alvin player to pick the arrow volley, of course. But that wouldn't be even needed. You just need to be patient with Glorfindel and then, you know, let them come, let them commit to you, because they are the ones who are attacking. You are the one who's defending. He should be fine, right? I mean, he should be fine. Like, I don't think you can catch him. I mean, you can see the command points are not looking good for the Alvin faction at all. And remember, the Alvin faction has no ways of getting more money. So when you have low money, you will have low money for the entire game until you build more Malon trees, which you really can't against the Dwarven power. On the other side, Dwarves have 1000 command points. He's super rich, and now he's about to get the Force Works to level 3, and that's gonna be the power spike with the Mithril Meal, which is going to make those Guardians and Pikemen extremely tanky, right? And what you can also do is get eventually King Dane on the field for leadership, even though you don't need it because you have banner upgrade on the Battle Wagon. I mean, you want to get upgrades? Look at the minimap, boys. This is looking funny, dude. Look at the minimap. This is the kingdom of the... Oh, sorry. This is the kingdom of the Dwarven riches. All of that belongs to the dwarves. And this is the kingdom of the Alvin faction. And this is my response to that. Okay. I mean, Noldors are still hurting. One of them is level 2, the other one is also level 2. Level 5 actually is a good power spike. You get for a short duration 50% more damage, 100% more armor, a lot of tankiness. But it's about the damage really. You need to be able to burst them down fast enough. The builder has been slain. 1000 command points. I mean, dwarves, they can do whatever they want, right? They have the chance to do whatever they want, really. 3 Hall of Warriors, spam units all the time, get Mithril Meal, get the Forged Blades, and go ham. And what people don't understand, I believe one of the best counters to the Alvin gameplay is going to be like a siege weapon. Not even talking about the catapult, maybe even a demolisher. Because I believe that the Noldor warriors in the ranged mode with the Silverton arrows, they don't even get the chance to hurt the demolisher a lot. The demolisher is quite tanky against arrows. Look, they are dealing almost no damage to the buildings. It will take the Noldors like 50 seconds to destroy one mineshaft level 1. And that's the weakness. They have no siege damage. One Mirkwood needs more than that one. The Dwarven Riches is going to be available one more time. I mean, money is not a problem for dwarves by all means. He's just too rich. He can, again, he can do whatever he wants. He can get fire arrows. He can get Men of Steel, give them banner. But for now, he has Mithril Meal and the Forged Blades on the Dwarven army. Hey, Guilford, I find the way to use hotkeys. I'm ready to kick some ass now online. That's good, my friend. I wish you the best of luck. Okay. No heroes for elves though. No heroes. He never revived the Glorfindel either because he's kind of poor. And Glorfindel, I don't know if you could approach this army. Look at them. They are shooting off screen. That's the vision of dwarves. He was not able to see them until now. Uh-oh, don't lose the Noldors to the battle wagons. Run, you fool. Fly, you fool. Okay, he is forced to disengage. Now the question is, can the Alvin player defend this attack with like upgraded units, with leadership and buff? That's the big question. Oh my goodness. The Nolders, man, they hurt. They hurt. The campy playstyle of the Alvin faction. Glorfindel is back in the genes. Level 7 has the Wind Rider, which gives him the the chance to catch to any mounted hero in the game. Literally, you can literally run them down, but you still get one-shotted. Even with the 100% armor buff, you get damage so big from the pikeman. Where can I get the game I want to play again? I can't believe I lost my BFME and BFME 2 CDs. You can just Google it, Chico. Just type in the Google how to download BFME 2 in Rise of the Witch King. There are gonna be lots of websites, like use either forums.revora or gamereprise.org. Or you can also go to our Discord. There are also provided links in Discord. There is a channel, the frequently asked questions, and then in this channel, and there are all the answers to the questions about how to get those games downloaded and installed on your PC. The Nolder warriors are hitting level 3, very powerful, but they need to be kind of careful too. You shouldn't lose them. They are very valuable, too expensive to be revived. I mean, he's trying to use the macro and the money advantage he got, and the command points advantage he got. There comes the Cloud Break. The Cloud Break is it's gonna hurt, man. Look how tanky they are, though. Look how tanky the Guardians are. They are tanking so many Silverton arrows. That's crazy. He's committing. Shake Foundation is available. He has the chance to commit on the Fortress too. B-Link doesn't even bother trying to kill Gloin. Gloin is just too a tanky boy. You need Pikemen. I mean, he has no Pikemen. What keeps Eternal away from trampling them? I don't get it. You should just trample them, I believe. Look how tanky the battle wagons are against arrows. They have just taken like 25, arrows in their face and they are not dying. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Just trample them, dude. Don't be afraid. The banner, that's smart. Focusing down this dude is the smartest thing ever, because that's the only leadership part the dwarves are getting. He has no King Dane on the field, remember? The power points are rising and now he has 15 power points in the bank. Does he have the chance to go for the barrage? Barrage can give you the chance to end the game right here and right now. I mean, Cloud Break is useless because the Elven Loot grants you also fear resistance. So don't be fooled to go for the Cloud Break as dwarves. It's gonna be a waste of power points. He has 16 power points in the bank. Shooting, flanking, camping. Oh, beautiful trample. Look at this. I'm telling you, boys, that's what he was supposed to do all the time. Why he was kind of afraid of that. 0 pikemen, 0 punishment, and he just killed all the army beside the Nolders, all of them. There comes the Man of Steel special summon, and remember, it's the best archer special summon in the game because they come with fire arrows and the black arrows. They can chunk buildings and destroy units too, or other way around. Chunk units and destroy buildings. Barbed arrow, the black arrows, doing a great job, and there comes the commitment. Arrow volley is gonna be used. Arrow volley, no! Okay, nice dodge. That's the Opho's delay fix. And the Guardians are so tanky, they are just tanking the damage from arrow volley because they can. Not that they have to, but they can. The fortress is being chunked, and Maru will be defeated. That's gonna be a 1-1 situation, and we're gonna jump right into the first tie-breaking game, the game number 3.